Good morning, beautiful people. Today is the day that I am starting the Shadow Coven. This is by S. Isabel, and I recapped on the first book and read this half of the first book just to recap what was going on with the wolves and the hunting. And so I'm gonna go ahead and get started on this. And first, we're gonna go to a car wash because I spilled coffee on my car trying to get into my car, and it's a little dusty. Usually I don't care about these things, but ever since I started working in insurance and started doing auto, it makes a big difference on the value of your car if you ever want to trade it in, or car accident happens or anything like that. So okay, $27 later. I have some car scents. I'm getting the whole work, so I'm gonna go ahead and at least try to read a page while they clean my car. So let's go ahead and get started. up, guys? I have not done an update in a very long time, but I am back with another update. So as of right now, so just like the first book, we're still following multiple characters at this point. I find myself not hating Logan as much because she was definitely mad annoying in the first book, but you know, she survived the haunting, so now she's, you know, a lot better. I will say with I believe it's Trent, we're learning more about his magic or the lack thereof, and so I don't have very much thoughts because I'm still in the beginning of the book. We are finding more about the tether or the bond that one of the characters, you know, did when they were dying in the first book. So learning more about that. I'm still reading Poverty by America by Matthew Desmond. He wrote the book Evicted, which I know was, a lot of people just love that book. It makes me hate America even more, honestly. It's giving, it's giving ghetto. It's giving evidence of the ghetto-ness. It is giving colonizer, okay? It's giving all of that. And so the poor stays poor, the rich stays rich, and I absolutely hate it. I'm only on page 87 in this book, but I will be trying to finish this by tomorrow because I do have to have this video up. And yeah, hopefully I can get some done. I am going to sit here and read while my daughter watches a movie. And yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get started. Is so loud. I have not checked in with you guys in a while, but Beyonce is in town. People, it is 3 o'clock in the afternoon. 3:30. It's 3:30, and people are already headed to the stadium. I mean, it is Beyonce, but she's not starting close to it's. The show's supposed to start at 8 o'clock. Supposedly, she don't start till 9. Where y'all going? Y'all really want to stand there that long? Like, why? Why do you feel the need to be there 5 hours early? I don't understand it. I love me some Beyonce too, but baby, I'm not standing nobody's stadium for 5 hours before show starts. Before show starts. Nah, can't do it. It ain't in me. It ain't in me. I know I need to grab whatever I need before 5 o'clock because, baby, I'm not getting out of my house. People are showing up and showing out. They are shutting down traffic. Oh, no. Beyonce bigger than the Cowboys. I love that, though. I love that. Hello, I am back with my final thoughts of Shadow Coven. I appreciated that this book had a lot more of the magic, the witchy. We understand the magic system so much more. We find out that there's something that is kind of stifling the magic of the witches when they're at the academy. And so when they're at school, they feel like their magic is just not as strong, abundant as it is when they're at home. And so come to find out, there's something that is kind of controlling their magic, but is also protecting them and protecting the city. There's a lot of like consequences within the book. They're doing, or not, I wouldn't even say consequences. I would say there's a lot of things that happen to people or areas that's kind of a protection, right? There's one character who's hexed, but he's hexed because it's a protection to prevent something from happening to him. And so just like the school and the academy, even though it's stifling their magic, it's protecting the school. Not saying that that's a good thing, but we are learning a lot more about the magic system itself. Talia is the POV that I enjoyed the most. She ended up going home to her father, who her father thinks that she is like atrocious, right? She's a witch that is not following God's path, and she is, you know, a menace to society. She should not exist. He should have had enough courage to put her down, and that's how they said it, to put her down. She goes home and she's thinking she's going to uncover missing witches, and sure enough, that didn't happen. And so there's a lot. The ending was done really, really well. I also enjoyed Matthew, who was possessed by death, and death would, like, you know, kind of take over his body and speak for him. He would like do certain things. I enjoyed that character as well. The romance in here, I did not really enjoy. This, of course, is a YA book, so I don't expect full-on romancy. But for a witchy book, it was fine. I really enjoyed it. I'm giving this book 3.5 stars. I think I gave the first book that as well. But this one I feel like did a lot better with more plot, more witchy scenes, more magic, and then of course, you know, they survived the haunting, so just in time for spooky season. There was nothing in here that was like scary or anything like that, but for a witchy fun book, I really enjoyed it. This is that time of the year that I'm really looking for witchy, spooky horror. Black Halloween-a-thon is around the corner, and so I'm really looking for books like that. This would not fit in those categories, but it does give witchy. It has a ton of witchy themes, and if you enjoyed YA, I think you would enjoy this as well. Thank you so much, Colored Pages Book Tour, for sending me a copy and allowing me to review this book. I have more reviews coming up soon, and yeah, that's it for this book. The other book that I read within this vlog, which I need to get better at this because I didn't show much of this book at all, but I really enjoyed this book. I don't rate nonfiction books at all, but this is definitely one of my top books of the year. It really talked about the business of poverty. It is disgusting. If you've ever been to any of my sprints, you know how I feel about just the United States of trash, and it really is a business. Poverty and helping people and providing resources, right? The way that they split up money for TANF, that has nothing to do with putting money in the pockets of people so they can keep their lights on and food in their house. Like the way that the country is run with these resources for low income is literally to keep you in low income. It is utterly disgusting. I'm so glad my ex my ex actually emailed this to me and said, hey, can you review this book, because I think you're gonna enjoy it. And sure enough, he was right. Like, I'm flabbergasted. I think we all know that in the United States, we all know how people are struggling and where they're struggling and what they can do to get out of it. You don't have to be an economist in order to figure that out. And so, definitely one of my favorite books of the year. Definitely my top 10 favorite books of the year, but it makes me so angry and even more disgusted of how things are ran in the United States. I cringed reading half of this book. Like, no lie, I cringed reading half of it because it is a business. It is operated as a business. And you are messing with people's lives, and it's disgusting. It really, really is. The homeless population, the disabled population, the kids in foster care, from prison to pipeline, right? The struggles that people have to, what they have to do to have 4 walls. I cringed. And if you feel the same way that I feel about the United States, maybe read it, but read it with caution, because baby, I went through it. There was a couple of times that I wanted to throw the book just because how angry I was at like knowing and reading the facts. It's so important for us to educate ourselves on like, but yes, I don't want to get into it anymore, because just thinking about some of the topics and the discussion, the people that he followed. Now I definitely will be reading the book Evicted as well. And if I didn't say this already, it's by Matthew Desmond. So yeah. All right, these are the 2 books that I read this week. And yeah, again, thank you Colored Pages Book Tours for sending me a copy of this book. Recommended, highly recommended. But that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching it. I really appreciate it, and I will see you guys in the next one.